Hello everyone, welcome to how to use Blackboard Ultra 101. Blackboard Ultra is a browser-based virtual classroom which you can use in case you want to go online in a hurry. Now, I would advise all of you to use Firefox as your browser. Blackboard Ultra has some very obvious problems in Microsoft's uh, Internet Explorer or Eclipse, and also with Safari. So I would advise you to use Firefox, and the other browser which does work with Blackboard Ultra is Chrome. However, if you're not tech savvy, I would advise you to stick with Firefox. So if this is a typical Blackboard class, all of you have access to Blackboard and probably using your class. And all of you probably have tools, a link to tools here, either here or if you're a faculty member, of course, you have access to this course tools. And you will see this button called Blackboard Ultra here. But let's look at this here, course tools, and you see Blackboard Ultra, Collaborate Ultra. And if you click on this, you will get this screen which asks you, you might have a permanent room which is there. I advise all of you to create a session. So use this create session link to actually create a session for your students. So if you click on create session, you can give the session a name. So my class is MBA 710, and I give them session 17. I give today's date, March 12th, 2020. So once I do that, you can set this session time, which is here. Students can dial in to this number and use their phone, especially if they don't have a microphone in their computer. They can join this session to see what's on the computer and then call into, you see this number 571-392-7650, and then put a pin, and then they have access to it. If you have students who are not on your Blackboard or you want an external speaker to participate in this, they can get this guest link. You can copy this link here and then paste it and send it as an email. So these are all, and you can give what the guest roles are. Is it a participant, presenter, or moderator? Now normally you will be the moderator, and you could essentially modify the role of a student or an external speaker to a participant or a presenter. You give the time when the event starts or the class starts, and you can schedule it according to your time. I apologize there. There you go. And then you should give an end time, because this is not a permanent class. This no end open session makes it a permanent class. If you want it repeated, you can use that. I usually allow early entry 30 minutes before start time, so students can come in and ask questions. If you need to have a description, you can give a description here. We will discuss regression models today. Right, and then you scroll down and click on session settings. Now the default attendee role is participants. I always check allow recordings downloaded, because that allows students to download a recording into a video file and listen to it later. All these are default. We can leave it as it is. I would check this, which allows moderators to supervise private chats, which allows you to see what students are talking to each other. So once you click save, scroll back up, and if you click here, you can click join session. And the join session opens up this window. It does an audio test. If you need to have a microphone, so it tells you that your microphone is working. If you have a web camera, it will make sure that it works. and then we have this here. There is a tutorial here, but I'm not going to walk you through the tutorial. You can do that yourself. I just want to show you some features about Blackboard Collaborate. So the first thing to do is to make sure your mic is on, and that way if you see this thing filling up, that means it's receiving your voice and you can talk here. You can share your video if you need to. I usually don't. And then we have this screen here. Now if you have other students here, these screens will pop up with their names. So I usually have the Collaborate panel here. Here is the chat window where you can type what you need in the chat window if you have somebody to chat with, right? And then here are the list of attendees. You will see a list of attendees. Right now it's just me with my name, but if you have students here, you'll see them right down here. This tells you, so long as this is not red, this tells you your connection is good, and then you have a whole bunch of controls here which you don't really use much. You can share content. So the first one is share a whiteboard, and here you can use this whiteboard to write if you have a tablet. If you don't have a tablet, this is not very useful. You can type if you need to. That gives you, you can type text there. You can change the color of what you are typing or writing, right? And this clears your whiteboard. Now if you have a PowerPoint or Excel slide, you can let me open up a PowerPoint slide right here. I'm going to open up a PowerPoint slide, as you can see here. And what I want is to get the PowerPoint slide into the screen so students can see it. So I'm going to use share application screen, and I can select the application, or I can go ahead and select a specific whole screen. So right now I'm going to do my PowerPoint slide. That's not what I want. Let's look at screen one. I'm going to go ahead and do screen one, and I'm going to select my PowerPoint slide. There you go. So I'm sharing the application screen, and you can see you are inside Ultra, and you can see your PowerPoint slide. And as you move through your PowerPoint slide, you'll see the slide moving through, and you can talk, and students will see exactly what you're talking about. If you want to stop sharing application screen, you got to click this button, and it'll stop sharing application screen. You can share files with students by dragging and dropping your image or PowerPoint or PDF files right here. If you want to create a poll, you can go ahead and create a poll for students, and then it'll pop up, and then you can end polling here. There are yes or no choices, of course. If you want to create a timer for everybody, you can create a timer here. So let's say 5-minute timer. Let's do a 1-minute timer, and it's viewable by everyone, and then you just start, and there is your timer. And if you want to stop it or pause it, you can, and that helps with kind of looking at if you want to give them 5 minutes to think about something, you can actually put a timer and they can see it. And the last thing is breakout rules. And what this does is you move people, and right now we don't have many people in this particular classroom. So, but you can't essentially move people into groups, and only the people in the groups will be able to listen to each other. So right now I can't demonstrate that because we don't have more than one person, but you can add multiple groups right here. So that's this screen here. And finally we have a settings screen, which once you set up your microphone and speaker, you hardly ever work. And as usual, when the timer is done, it says time is done, and you can just dismiss the timer, right? And these are some session settings you can change if you need to. So essentially this is the window you're going to use. A lot of times I have used this whiteboard and the application screen a lot. Also here we have an option to start recording, and when you click start recording, it will actually record your entire classroom and you can post it up there. If you want to use your phone for audio, if you have a good microphone and speaker, I would not recommend it. And then once you're done with this session, you can leave session. And that's about it. You are done. Once you did this, you can close your browser window. You're back onto this here. This will disappear once the session time disappears. Now, where if you recorded your lecture, where is this lecture recorded? If you go here into recordings, all your recordings are here. I like to go and copy this link and then go to my contents page, and then as you see here, I go to a web link and then I put a title here, MBA 710 session. I give the details, and then if you want to attach a file if you used, and you can click submit. And what that does is it gives you these links here, and students can go back and click on these links, which will open up an old recording, so they can go back and look at this class again. So here is an example. I'm going to just play it for a bit. So Artie isn't here. So that's about it. This is a small 15-minute video on how to use Blackboard Collaborate Ultra for faculty. It's very easy to use. You can use it as for office hours, online office hours. You can use it for a class session, and then it's available for students. Thank you for your time.